Microphone check. Check, check, check. Yep, there it is. Okay. Well, I'm about to show you. So right now it's just on me and Aaron.
And me.
And Emery. Hello, everybody out there. I think my volume is good. Hello. Thanks for joining us. Hope the audio is good. Okay. So we are live streaming. I am setting the table roughly about here. I am turning the camera so that the person that is presenting can see themselves and kind of how you're set up. And Matthew, I typically just put the microphone about here just so it's picking up your audio as best as it can. With that said, audience, I mean, it's just like anything else we do in here, whether it's speeches or, hey, Andrew, have a seat right there for me. Speeches or anything else where you're an audience and somebody is on a stage, we give them our undivided attention. So voices off, attention on the person that's talking, eyes on the person that's talking. Some of you are presenting today, so you're nervous. Maybe you want to mess with your own stuff, but set that to the side. This is Matthew, and Matthew, I sit over here, and I get ready to write down all the fabulous comments on your rubric here. Let me grab one of those. You can obviously address us. We kind of practiced that and talked about the importance of eye contact and so forth. But you can also address the camera. Do you see yourself there? Go ahead and wave to everybody. All right, good. With that said, anybody, including Matthew, is allowed to keep their own time if that helps you to manage your time. But if you're not worried about it, then I'm just keeping it for you. Sure.
I just have like the list of the meeting. So.
Yeah, go ahead. So I keep your time, but you don't get to see the clock over here because it's near me. If you want your own phone and timer, you're certainly welcome to have that. Okay, people that are going today, please keep this in mind. When you're done at the end of the day, after your speech, don't forget to turn in your speech to the tray. Now that goes for tomorrow and Thursday too. After your speeches, you'll turn your speech into the tray for me, okay? All right. With that said, Matthew, we are ready for you. Before you start, though, Violet or Jeremy, would you guys close that door for me? Thank you, Jeremy. All right. On your mark. Get set, go.
I've played salsa for a few years now with my mom. Each time we change it up a little bit, and we don't usually measure. But today I'll measure for our demonstration. Okay, so let's get started. First, we add 1 can of diced tomatoes. Then we add 6 Roma tomatoes. After that, we'll add some green peppers, 1 green pepper. Then we'll add an onion. Then we'll add one tablespoon of minced garlic and 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 tablespoon of lime, some jalapenos, and 1 bunch of cilantro. Then we'll put the cap on and make sure it's on. Full. Let's see. It's not gonna be.
Yep.
Then we'll plug in our food processors. You want to start off by just pulsing it and then blend it. So. Then we'll blend it. now you want to just push everything down so everything gets mixed up. Now I'll push everything down one more time and then blend it one last one. One more time. Now that everything is blended, make sure to unplug it. And then, and after we've added all the ingredients, you guys can now come and taste test it. So you guys can come up.
And I'm gonna pause you there. I kind of have a system that was created after we had a mob rush pancakes this morning during first period. I thought some people might get injured during the great assault on pancakes. So this salsa looks fantastic. I think Gavin might come out of his shoes. When he gets up there first. What we're gonna do is this. For those people that brought in samples, like obviously Matthew, I looks like Aaron probably is going to. We're going to have you wait until the end of the presentations, and then we'll kind of do them all at the same time.
Okay.
So what I'm going to have you do, if you'll unplug your processor, and then very carefully put the lid back on, and set it off to the side here. This is kind of the place where we're keeping all of these things kind of out of the way. And then what we'll do is distribute the samples at the end, okay? So, you got it?
Yeah.
Be sure that thing doesn't come flying off. If you'll carry the whole, unplug it first.
Yeah.
All right, good. Yeah, and just set it right here to the side. And then I know you got your chips, so you can set those over here as well. And let's give Matthew a round of applause. Good job. Way to start us off. So with that done, we've seen a great example of how to do this. We're going to go ahead and get our next person to start setting up today. And so who's next? I have my list.
Yeah, it's
Is it Ever? Okay, Ever. Let's get you set up while he's tearing down. If you need anybody helping you out, just ask for a helper. Plenty in here. Okay.
And just get the can.
Yeah, that smells terrific.
I can help too. Yeah, it does smell really good. I'm a bit worried about making
Okay, audio is good. Glad to hear it.
Try four just so I
And I'm gonna do the time because otherwise I'll start rushing through it.
All right. Are you Ever? You all set?
Yeah, I got everything.
You got everything you need? Okay, low maintenance, I love it. All right, with that said, I'm gonna start your time on your mark. Get set, go.
Chocolate chip cookies are delicious, are classic, delicious dessert. And their history starts here in the American 1930s. Okay, now I'm nervous. The original chocolate chip cookie recipe was first appeared in Ruth Wakefield's cookbook, Tried and True, and was intended to be accompanied alongside ice cream. There are many, many legends surrounding the creation of Ruth Wakefield's delicious invention, including chocolate chips accidentally falling into her cookie batter and her using chocolate chips as a last-minute replacement ingredient. But Ruth Wakefield was no amateur baker, and the chocolate chip cookie recipe as we know it today was likely a product of diligent testing and recipe development. Now, fully baked, original chocolate chip cookies may be delicious, but I've always found the allure of eating raw cookie dough hard to resist. Unfortunately, eating raw eggs and flour can cause stomach cramps and vomiting, and eating raw eggs can cause salmonella, which I've been told many times is not fun. So raw chocolate chip cookie recipes tend to differ from traditional chocolate chip cookie recipes. For example, for the recipe that I'm serving you guys, the flour is pre-baked and we don't use eggs in this recipe. For this recipe, what you will need is, and this recipe just serves one, so it wouldn't be enough if you were making for other people, but you would need 1/4 cup of pre-baked flour, that's very important, 1.5 teaspoons of butter, 1 tablespoon of water, 1/8 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of chocolate chips, though you can add more if you like. I personally like to add more because chocolate is delicious. 1 for brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of white sugar, 1 pinch of salt. This recipe is not very precise, and 1 pinch of baking soda, and then finally 1 tablespoon of water. Now, the steps to make this kind of cookie dough are simple. It doesn't really matter what order you add the ingredients together, but I like to separate dry ingredients from wet ingredients because that just feels easier for me. So if I was doing this and I didn't have the ingredients already mixed together, I would first carefully, individually measure out each tablespoon and cup of whatever ingredients I needed. But for this, since I already have mine mixed together, I'm just going to pour it in. Dry ingredients always go first usually. Then I would mix in my wet ingredients or more liquidy ingredients. Okay. And now all that's left to do is mix together my ingredients. This might take a while, to be honest. This is going to take a while. To bring this demonstration to a close, because this is going to take me a while and I don't think I have time to do the conclusion after, I would like to note that raw cookie dough can be enjoyed in the bowl that you've already made it in, rolled into a cake ball shape, and served with ice cream as the original recipe was intended to. I think vanilla is what you're supposed to use, but I mean chocolate, strawberry, maybe even cookie dough flavor ice cream will probably work just fine for this. So, without further ado, who wants cookie dough?
Yeah, give her a round of applause. All right, well, so let's do it the same way. I know you've got why don't you bring that back to your table during the rest of the presentations? You can slowly and quietly mix that up until it's ready. And you're welcome to pass that out at the end if that was your plan.
It said don't melt the butter, but honestly, I think I should have melted the butter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it said use softened butter, and it's soft, but it's not working.
Well, it'll happen. But I think you just work on it a little bit. Take some time to do that. Nice job, Ever. Yeah, Aaron, you want to come on up and get yourself set up. If you need somebody to help you out, you say it again, Aaron.
Can I go wash my hands real quick?
Is it okay if Dylan sets the rest of your stuff up?
Yeah,
It's
just a bunch of cilantro. Actually, he has no idea. Actually, you can leave that there, because he'll have to do the same thing. He'll have to portion it out afterwards. So just cooking stuff. Yeah, go ahead, Briley. Yeah, I think everybody's here. 12, 13, you're 14. Who are we missing?
Oh, now it's 16.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14. Who are we missing?
Ethan.
All right, we have 15 total people. And Aaron, I'll have you do what Matthew's doing after you're done presenting. You can just portion it out over here at your table, okay?
Okay.
Everett, I had you at 3 minutes, 55 seconds.
I barely made it.
Well, you were smart to have your own time up there because you just never know, right? Yeah, I assume you were watching your clock.
I didn't stop it though, so it says 4 minutes and 22 seconds for me.
No, you did good. All right, and we're right on time to finish up. So Aaron's third out of 5. Eillie and Briley will go after him, and then we should have time for samples after that. So I'll definitely be pushing you guys to get up and present. So it looks like Aaron's about ready. Got his sample avocado ready to go?
Yeah, I'm gonna make like the whole thing right now, but it's not like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't take that long. Hold on, I'm just gonna cut this open.
Are you gonna record it?
He's well, it's all being
How long
recorded
should the
right now.
thing be?
Yeah.
It's like 2 to 4 minutes?
2 to 4 minutes once I start the clock. Now, I haven't started Aaron's yet, but I'm putting the pressure on it right now. He can feel the pressure.
It's because the stuff is hard to cut with because I have a butter.
Hey, we got a great ever comment out there.
Wait, Mr. Was that my mom?
Kogatam?
Yeah, Kobe Taryn.
Kogatera? All right. All right. Well, thanks for joining us out there. You don't need to see my face. We got Aaron here getting ready to do some, I call it guacamole. He calls it avocado dip. And he is right now wrestling with a lime.
You could use like scissors and just like cut a little.
Stop.
What?
Mr. Gerzo, do you have a knife?
Aaron, I got some. I can do it.
No,
Just
I
stab it.
cannot.
Stab it. And then go like.
Thing.
Aaron,
I'll-
stab it. Stab it.
And stab it and then.
Just like-
Then what we'll do
Oh, I see.
Get a
You just say
Stab yourself.
All right, Aaron.
Okay.
Good enough?
Yeah.
All right. On your mark. Go.
So today I'll be making guacamole, or otherwise known as guac. It's specifically served in Mexican restaurants with a side of with chips and nacho cheese. So the first thing you're gonna do is slice your avocados open and take out the pits, and then you're gonna slice it into the avocado or dice it like this, and then you can just squeeze it into your bowl. So you're gonna do that with all of your avocados. I'm just going to squeeze all of these. The dicing would be faster. Alright. Then after you're gonna dice your tomato and remove the seeds. If I can cut through it. Oh my gosh. Luckily it cut through it. So you're gonna grab your spoon and remove the seeds, which I'm probably going to need to do in front of the trash can. Okay, there's one. And then the next. Okay. Now you're gonna dice them. It's like really hard to cook the same. Okay. And then place it in your bowl. Then place it in your bowl. After, grab your onion and remove the outside peel. And then cut slices into the onion like this. And then dice. Ugh. Then add your avocado. Okay, now smash with your fork until you get the right consistency that you want. It could be chunky or silky smooth. Okay, then after you grab your cilantro and some seasonings that include garlic powder, or you could use fresh garlic, but I use garlic powder, so I have to bring garlic into that. But I have some salt and garlic in here. Or this is garlic powder. Yeah. Add that in there. You want to put about half a tablespoon in it. And then for the salt, you don't want to go heavy on it, so you're gonna add a teaspoon, like half a teaspoon of sea salt. I don't want to add this whole thing. All right. Then after, you can mush a little bit and mix it around. Okay. Now, with your lime that has a hole cut into it, you're gonna cut through it. You're gonna insert as much lime juice as you can, or about half of a lime. Oh my gosh. And squeeze. Alright, so this is the recipe to make avocado. It's good as a snack, or you can make it at parties. Thank you.
I was hoping you weren't going to cut your finger off on that onion. All right, nice job, Aaron. A little bit over time for 4:57, but that guacamole looks and smells delicious. Matthew just finished kind of portioning out his salsa. I'm going to have you do the same thing over here at your table for the guac. So if you'll bring your things over. We're running a little bit over on time, so I'm going to get is it Briley next or Eillie? Briley, okay. I'm going to get Briley set up while you're getting set down. I see you slowly moving over back over to where you were before.
No, this is
Yeah, that's his
This your old
old
9 viewers.
Andrew, you can sit there as long as I don't hear you.
Oh my gosh.
Why do you have comments turned on?
No, they're not.
Oh, there's some salt on the table.
Yeah, Matthew.
If we're done with presentations, we'll get those.
Matthew, can I use some of your cups?
Are you gonna
Yeah.
use the projector?
I have some, because I really want to try that.
What? No, okay.
I need some of the cups on the lid.
What's that, Aaron?
I was saying if you had napkins to like lay it over.
No, I've got another,
I know.
Are
Got a
you
little
even
crazy?
subscribed to
Yeah,
this?
it was like hard
Crazy with
because
the runaway guac.
the knife
Will you
was
put
not
that
like
there
cutting
on his
through it.
table?
It would have been so much faster if the knife was actually cutting through it.
And these two.
I didn't want to bring.
Just set it back over there, and then I'm gonna move this. Riley, you're doing okay. Do you need,
Oh,
you
wow.
want to sit at the table, or do you want the table back?
I need to stand up.
Mr. Pierto, I also have some how do you feel soda.
You also have what?
I have a little bit of soda and
Oh, man.
a shot
Look
cup
at you.
to wash it down.
Leave it right over there, okay? You're good there, or you want the table first?
I got wait, I turned this in. I got some tomato.
Jordy, look how delayed it is.
My folks that are looking at the live stream, will you please turn the volume all the way down? I don't mind you being on there. Makes it look like we're really popular with all those views. All right, and I've got to move on, so Briley's ready to go. Aaron, yeah, you can start portioning yours out real quietly there at your table. And Briley. I'm going to reset the clock for you. And you're welcome to keep your own time as well. On your mark, get set, go.
Hi, my name is Briley, and today I'll be trying to demonstrate how to snowboard, pretty much. To snowboard, you need a snowboard, snowboarding boots, and a mountain. The first step of snowboarding is getting on the snowboard. To get on the snowboard, you usually should be sitting down, snowboard like this, and then you push yourself up with your hands behind you, and then you put all your weight on your heels so that you don't fall forward. But on the snowboard, you put your boots in these bindings, and then the strap should be unattached. You just pull the strap and you tighten them on both sides. But you should be sure to tighten them really hard because if it falls off, then you can injure yourself. To fall on a snowboard, because you will fall a lot, most people fall forward, but you shouldn't do that. You should fall backwards. You just you fall backwards, but you shouldn't hands behind you because that you can like fracture your wrist or break your arms, and that would be very good. To ride a snowboard, there's two ways. You can put your right foot in front while you're snowboarding, or you can put your left foot. To test that, because most people sometimes they just go off of like what they kick their foot kicks like the soccer ball with. You actually can do something called the push test, where you put your feet together and then somebody else pushes you, and whatever foot you land on is the foot you should ride with. So there's two sides of snowboarding. There's heel side and toe side. Heel side is when you're on all your weight is on your heels, and you're going down, all your weight is on your heels instead of on your toes, and not flat. Because if you just put your weight in between, not on either side, then you can like go and hit here or hit here, and you'll fall. So it either has to be on your heels or your toes. To practice going on your heels, you can do a technique called falling leap, where your snowboard's like this. You go down the mountain and you tilt it a little bit and you go back. And you can do that all the way down. It's called falling leap. To go on your toes, it's just your weight is on your toes. And to practice that, you can do a technique called snake, where you go from here all the way around and then all the way back. And when you're getting really good at that, you can go down the mountain just going like this. Heels, toes, toes, heels. And that's how you go in a straight line, stuff like that. There are different slopes you can take while snowboarding. There's greens, which is the easiest, blues, which are harder, and then blacks, which are the hardest. There's also different lifts you can take. There's gondolas and chairlifts. Chairlifts are most common. They usually fit around like 2 to 3 people. And gondolas are when it's enclosed and it's easier to get on, but they'll stick you up higher on the mountain. I like snowboarding because I feel like it's easier to learn and more fun than skiing. And I think you should try snowboarding sometime. And if you have, I hope you learn something that can help you in the future.
All right, 3 minutes, 16 seconds, Riley. Very good. Okay, and I know our last one is Eillie, and Eillie is going to be using the projector. Eillie, I can help you get that set up.
I'm actually not.
You don't need it? You sure?
Well,
Here, let me set it up, and if you want to use it, it's there. If not, you can just set it to the side. Because you got a nice long extension cord here, so you can sit at the chair if you wanted to sit. Just watch your step and come on.
Oh, you can't see it.
Standing.
Oh, it's because there's like a 10
So
second
here's
delay.
the
No, it's on there.
fix up under there. Zoom in and out button with the plus and the minus. So you can put it back for a second. I'll give you a minute to set up.
yeah.
All right.
I'm trying to show this. It didn't work.
Okay. Looks like you're good on the screen. I'm just going to check the internet here so they can see both you and the screen. Sorry, Briley, you're now in the shot. You can move seats if you want. All right, Eillie, I'm going to start my clock. Are you doing a clock? No?
Oh, actually, yeah.
All right. So tomorrow we know it's Gavin, Journey, you're switching with Eric, so Eric's tomorrow, all right? Okay. Gavin, Eric, Violet, Brian, and Dylan in that order. Dylan, are you outside or inside tomorrow? Is anybody doing an outside one? Okay, just check. All right, Eillie, with that said, I'm starting my clock in 3, 2, 1.
Hi, I'm Eillie, and I'm going to be showing you how to play the card game Clear. Clear is one of my favorite card games, and I originally learned it from my grandparents, and I play every time I visit. To play Clear, all you need is a deck of cards and as many friends and family members as you want. To start, deal 3 cards to each player. You're not going to look at these cards, you're just going to place them down in front of you like this. Just each other. Next, you're going to deal 6 cards to each player. You can look at these cards and then pick your 3 best cards and place them on top of these 3. So if these were my 6, I would pick my 3 best, which is going to be my Jack, my King, and my Ace. And then I'll just place them on top like this. Next, the player to the dealer's left is going to start the game by playing their lowest card next to the draw pile. And then they're going to draw a card. So you're always going to want to have at least 3 cards in your hand. So say I was the player to the dealer's left. I would want to play my lowest card, which is a 4. And then I would pick up a card because I only have 2 cards in my hand. The next player is going to continue doing this by playing a card either equal to or greater to the card that I just played or the player before me played. If you can't do that, you're going to want to pick up the entire deck that's there. It doesn't matter if it's like big or small. You're just going to pick it all up. If you cannot play a card that is greater or equal to, but you have a Jack card, like this one, you can play that card and then any card. It doesn't matter. It's like an immunity card. So like if someone plays an Ace, which is the highest card, you can play a Jack and then any cards you want. It can be like 2, 5, whatever. Once someone plays a 10 or 4 of a kind, like 4 of the same card, that clears the entire deck and it goes off to the side. It's out of play. You don't shuffle them back in. They're just like totally out. Once you run out of cards in the draw pile, you begin drawing from these 3 cards, just on the top one. So once you need to draw, you just pick one of these up, just one at a time. And then once you run out of these cards and all the cards in your hand, you start to play these cards one at a time. So like completely out of cards. You have no cards in your hand, you can't draw any. You just play a card. If it's greater or equal to the card that was played before you, you wait till your next turn to play another one. If it's not, you have to pick up the deck and wait until you're finished. Like you have no cards in your hand and then you play the other one. To get rid of cards, it's pretty easy. You just continue playing the game, but if you have a lot of cards, you can play as many cards as you want at a time. So if you have like 6 2s, you can play all the 2s at the same time. This game is super easy and fun to learn and teach once you play it a couple times. And sometimes it's way better to pick up the deck than play a card, especially when you have really good cards in your hand and you don't want to play them. Have fun playing Clear. And yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Eillie. 3 minutes, 4 seconds. Very good. All right, well, I'll let you collect up your stuff there, your cards. Everybody else, I've got, what, three people with samples to pass around. So I'm going to let Matthew start. He's going to bring around some salsa to you. Or you can call, you know what, let's do it this way. Matthew's going to call a table.
Someone can get
The
them
people at that table can come over to Matthew to get some of this stuff. Then you can swing by to Aaron's table, and finally to Ever. In that order, Matthew, Aaron, and Ever.
Table 3.
Starting with table 3. Wow. All right.
Just get a handful.
Really? Okay.
Hey, Aaron, do you want to see?
Yeah, I'll do it. The problem is often at the top, you have to go
That's soda?
Aaron, is that
Table 5.
that way?
Okay.
But one chip.
Just get a handful.
Actually,
yes.
Thank you.
It's just this
Everybody
one.
for the
This
chips.
is not the market.
Yeah, I want to
Take just
Put a handful of chips in.
There we go.
Wait, guys, you guys want a shot?
All right, we're gonna thank everybody out there at the live stream. Oh, we still have 6 out there. Fantastic.
There's also green soda.
We got some comments, Briley. There's some for you.
Table 2.
Eillie got a comment. Yay.
Oh, wait, that's.
Good job, Ellie.
You mentioned ever. Okay, good.
Oh,
Y'all say bye. We're getting ready to end the live stream. There they are. Here they are. There's the rest of them. There's Matthew.
Wait, can I say bye? Just get a handful. Oh my god. There's shot of soda over here.
All right, thanks for tuning in.
It's soda. Hit that down. Oh my god. Wait,
Alright, table 1. I think that's the last one.